Hey everybody, this is Nick Quenker from thehyperloops.com, and I just wanted to make another vlog today. I'm off of work. I actually had a vacation planned a few months ago for this weekend. I was going to go to a bachelor party in New Jersey, got canceled, obviously. So I just wanted to do another vlog for you because I have a chance to do that while I'm here at home. Just a quick update on my work situation because a lot of people ask me about that. I am going to have a couple shifts this week. Just 16 hours worth of work, but I did have 2 days of vacation time, thankfully, so still getting paid, thankfully, for the time being, but I believe that we're kind of in a long haul situation, and we're going to see how that goes. Below in the description, there is a petition that I ask anyone that is sort of sympathetic to our situation, and the situation briefly, which I mentioned previously in my other video, is that we're not going to get paid for emergency stipulations that are in our collective bargaining agreement. I'm a contractor for Securitas. I work for them, and I am contracted to Harvard. I consider myself more of a Harvard employee because I've been there, and this company's actually changed hands. Sorry, the post that I do has changed hands before because they bid out, but anyways, that's not important. The important thing is that our CBA says that we should get paid during emergencies. They are not going to do that because Harvard's not going to pay them because they don't see it as an emergency. So I just hope that you sign it. It was made by some Harvard law students. So hopefully they'll listen to them. If you're an alum, that's even better. Tweet at them. You can also retweet me. I'll also link my Twitter. I have a message that's gotten a little bit of retweet action, but I would like to get more. Get as many eyes of alums so they just get pissed off. Harvard's got plenty of money to spare. I know that their endowment probably went down because of the stock market, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? They got the cash. I mean, they're super, super wealthy. There's a lot of, I'm a single person, a lot of families that are going to be struggling if they don't get hours. I'm in a good position where I have seniority. I'm going to get offered shifts first. There aren't that many. Actually, an hour ago, they literally just canceled all work for non-essentials at our state level. I am going to be considered essential, even though I'm going to be in a building with 2 other people. I'm going to get a note. It's a whole thing. But that's not what this video is about. Although I guess now it's a little bit about that. But what this video is really about, the 5 ways to keep sane during the coronavirus isolation. Something I've been thinking about for a while because that's what we're living in right now. A lot of us are gamers. You're watching this. You might not be the most active person in the world, but maybe you are. Maybe this is driving you crazy. Hopefully this will help you as well. I know a lot of people are probably engaging a lot of media that they usually wouldn't. And this is a perfect time to sort of rethink the way you do things to keep your sanity. And I actually found this list helpful for myself. Because to think about sort of strategies so I don't just go completely insane, so I don't gain like 200 pounds or whatever negative side effect this thing could have. I get depressed. It's just terrible things that could happen during this sort of thing. You get sick. I'm not going to talk about that though. Wash your hands, folks. I think that there's enough videos about washing hands on the internet to fill, I don't know, Taj Mahal with digital bites. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. We're going to go with number 1 though. First way is check the news once or twice a day. Sanity is key here. If you're looking at the news the whole time, trying to figure out what's going to happen, a lot of people are scared and you should be a little worried, but I don't think that it's something to panic about. We're just trying to flatten the curve. Hopefully you know what that means. Essentially, a quick recap is if a lot of people get sick at once, the healthcare system gets overloaded. It's really bad. More people die. They're doing isolation to flatten the curve. That way, if people get sick, it'll be a little trickle, trickle, trickle. They'll be able to handle it, and hopefully we can go back to normal. I'm hoping by summer, a lot of people are saying that the heat will help kill the virus's ability to stay on surfaces and that sort of thing. I don't know about that. I'm not a scientist. Don't ask me. So yeah, I suggest just do it maybe once in the morning and once at night. See what's going on. If you have updates, I'd say just wait to click on them. I have an update on my phone. I try to look at it just once in the morning, once at night. You might disagree with me on that, but man, like just like searching the internet for all the information on Corona, it's not good for my health. You might disagree. That's fine. Different strokes for different folks, as they say. But yeah, that's my first tip: is check the news once or twice a day on the sort of on the Corona stuff, uh, because it's gonna drive you crazy. Reading all the things like, do they have a vaccine? What's going on in Washington? Are we gonna get our stimulus? Blah 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 blah. Like checking it over and over again. There's updates literally uh, every minute. You could find a new article written because it's hot. It's a hot topic. A lot of it is garbage. Don't believe everything that you read. Obviously, just do a little fact checking if something sounds super insanely crazy. Yeah, that's my first tip. Try not to worry about it. If you are concerned with the political situation, write your congressman, write your senator, write your governor. Just send them tweets, send them emails. There's different channels to sort of reach them because right now they're trying to pass stimulus. Hopefully they get that going because a lot of families are going to need it. And bail us out. Come on, don't bail out the banks. I mean, you can give them a little bit. I understand that they sort of need that in theory, but I don't want to get into that. So number 2, clean your house and room. Okay, so this may seem very maybe either unnecessary to say or stupid, depending on what you say. But really, I find that it's a empowering activity in a age where we don't really have the tools to feel empowered because of all this stuff that's going on. Like we really don't have control over it. Like there's the healthcare industry; they're trying to do the best. The governors are trying to do their best. This is definitely a time where people are worried about people. But in your little space, cleaning your house can give you a sense of fulfillment because you actually see the work you did uh, resolve into something great. I cleaned up this area a little bit. My room is generally a mess because it's like a gaming room. This is not my bedroom. As you can see, I got some peanuts for when we play games. I live with my roommate, so we'll play games here. Um, so yeah, I just have floor space so you can see the floor. Um, do your laundry like you normally would. Don't 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 fall into a rut. You want to keep this balance, and I think balance is going to be a theme throughout all of my sort of suggestions. But yeah, clean your room, clean your house. It's something you can do. It's something that you should do. Uh, it'll give you a nice peace of mind when you go and relax into something relaxing, like play a video game. You look at it and be like, "Oh, that's nice. Looks nice." And it also will keep you active. It's like a mild form of exercise. Will help your endorphins, keep you a little happier, that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people have children, and this sort of stuff is going to be a lot harder for you because you're taking care of your kids. So number 3, this is a exercise specific point because I find it really important. Everyone in our house has sort of taken up this little routine. My wife is doing classes of tap dancing online. She loves to tap dance. So they're doing like these video tap dance classes. She has a board in her room. She tap dances, and that's great. I think she did 2 in one day, one another. Excuse me. So I recommend that you find an activity that you like that's physical that you can do in your house. Or if you're still able to walk outside, definitely take advantage of that. The other day I walked to the dog park. I love dogs, so I just like looking at them, just say hi to them, and maybe pet them a little bit. I don't have a dog myself. I live in a tiny apartment. My roommate's allergic. My wife is terrified of them. I actually heard something funny that adoptions of dogs are going through the roof because everyone's just like alone. So maybe do that. because that'll get you out of the house to walk them. And a lot of places, I think, have exemptions for leaving your house if you have a pet. So if you do have that sort of situation, go adopt a dog. Why not? If you're an animal lover. I have a bad back, so I keep a routine of strengthening. It's not quite yoga, but it's I kind of just get on a plank. I do some planks, then I do like one arm raised and the leg raised on the back, and I do that 3 sets. Hips get weak when you're sitting all the time, so work on your hip strength, sideways and like the clamshell sort of things with your legs. You check some resources out online about that. Online classes. You could also think about exercising your brain. There's a bunch of classes you can take if you're working like skills of like. I was scheduled for like a QuickBooks class to learn QuickBooks, just because it's a skill that it's in a field that I want to get into, which is like accounting and finance. So yeah, that's my spiel on that. Oh yeah, one of the things is like maybe mix up a routine. Like if you're in a nice climate, you can go out, you can like sit on your porch, look outside. Just looking at, I find it very calming to look at like nature and like trees. If you like playing video games and you have a handheld, just like go in your backyard and put a chair out and do that instead of doing it inside. Yeah, and it's like little things. They all add up to sort of get you through the day. Number 4 is being social online, schedule meetups and games. We did a nice little Jack online sort of trivia game, and it was really fun. We did it through Discord. I might try to set some stuff up with the Hyperloop, see if people are into that. Just regular gaming, I know like League of Legends, but I think it's like important to do different things that like you get to talk with people. Just don't lock yourself in the room and don't socialize with people like you normally would. I know a lot of people are a little antisocial anyways. The whole joke is, oh, I was self-isolating before it was cool. And I definitely feel that as I've gotten older, I've definitely been more like that. But it's important, just talk to your buddies, like schedule a video chat between like a friend group that you had from like college or a work group. Yeah, I think it's important to like see people, to talk to people, to sort of exercise that part of your brain, and just it's fun, something to pass the time. Call your parents on the phone. There was some article about the art of conversation on your phone might be back because of this. I definitely had a very long conversation with my mother. It was one of the first times ever where she actually hung up on me, and I didn't hang up on. She's like, "Well, I gotta go," and I was like, I was cooking, and I had her on speakerphone. Something that I don't do a lot, but actually leads me into my 5th point, my final point, which is make grocery trips count. Fun food recipes. So fun food means you're gonna be in your house. I think it's okay at this time. It's okay to have some snacks around, some Cheez-Its, some cupcakes, some cookies. My joke with my roommate has been like we need to put on our Corona weight for when we get sick, because then we won't be able to eat. And who knows? I mean, maybe that's good. I think that there's a chance that like when you get Corona, you're just not going to be able to eat that much. Your calories are going to go. You're going to need your fat. Stay warm. I think that there is something to that. And recipes are another thing. When you go to your grocery store, think about like where you're going to eat for the week. Maybe try recipes that you wouldn't, something really elaborate, something like baking wise. I made a split pea soup in a pot cooker. I had to chop a bunch of vegetables. My God, it took me like an hour. It's something I don't usually do, but it was great. And I had this like food for like 3 or 4 meals. For about 3 meals between me and my wife. It was tasty. It was one of those things that you accomplish something while you're just home and just like can't go outside. You really can't do the things you used to do, like go to restaurants and go to the movies and like those things. So yeah, I think that is good. I'm definitely going to be looking into more that sort of things. My wife baked cookies the other day. Those are dangerous though. Be careful because if they're good, you just gotta eat through all of them. And gaining a little bit of weight in this time is, I think, completely reasonable and expected. There's going to be a little more sedentary than usual. I didn't want to talk about things like play video games. If you like playing video games, you're already doing that. You're probably doing it more than you usually are. My friend was like, oh, I played this one video game forever. Maybe I need to find another hobby. So maybe that's another thing to do, is just try to discover your passions for other things. Things that you might have put on the back burner, and you can do them again. But yeah, I hope these 5 tips were helpful. If you don't have any interest in Star Wars Destiny and you clicked on this randomly, give it a thumbs up, please. That helps us. Star Wars Destiny, for those who have no idea about it, is a collectible card game with dice, and they actually just stopped the production of it. It's sad, and they actually canceled the World Championship. That's a thing that I think most people who are Star Wars Destiny players, even if you weren't going to Worlds, you kind of knew it was happening. I talked about it last week. The writing was on the wall. I think we all knew it was happening. It's very sad that it happened. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but we usually do content for that game. What we have done is we've reached out to the players committee, the player union. I'm going to try to get them to write an article on our website about their plans to sort of keep organized play alive through online means, and hopefully big tournaments that we have maybe a couple times a year, things that are worth traveling to, and worth having bragging rights over, and maybe we'll give away video games, computers, I don't know. Since Star Wars Destiny was canceled, so they're at the point of rescheduling. I hope they reschedule it. I'm assuming that they may have lost their deposit on the thing on the. Actually, they were having it at the FFG place, so they didn't need to. They didn't lose any money that way, so that's great. So they probably will reschedule it in that venue. Hopefully, I think they'll honor the tickets. I think they said that they would. And yeah, I think while Star Wars Destiny, they won't be an official product. I believe the player union will be working on cards, virtual cards. They can't use the likenesses, but I think that they could use the names and cosplayers potentially. There's one game in particular. It's a MLB Showdown revival game. It's not called MLB Showdown, obviously, but it has all the blanking on the name, but it has all the cards of the players' names with their stats and how well they do. You roll a die to see if they hit the ball, essentially. And yeah, I think that Destiny can do that thing. Maybe they just don't have any pictures at all, and they can get away with it that way. I don't think that Asmodee will. Maybe they'll have an issue with using the game system. It's hard to say on that front. Definitely. There's definitely lawyers in our play group that will be able to know better whether or not that's the case. There's a lot of games like the Decipher card game that worked on that, but they had a very specific agreement with LucasArts. So yeah, that's it for today, I think. If you have any questions or comments, if you like this, if you don't, I know we do usually Star Wars Destiny content, but I felt like this would be helpful for everyone. Admittedly, probably good for clicks, as people are probably searching for this type of stuff. Coronavirus, whatever. Yeah, and but I think just for the gamers out there, people like me, people who are on Discord, just people who are just sedentary people, I think it's kind of important, just to do a little bit of something active. Try to keep a balance, man. You really need balance because this is the beginning, right? And I think that if you get into the habits now, if we're still in this crap a month from now, it won't be as brutal as if you're just literally playing 12 hours of video games. Your eyes are burnt out because you're just you've just been staring at a screen, engaged, just playing this stuff on just intensely. And at that point, you might just like be like cracked out and like just on edge. Remember to eat on a schedule. Like everyone's schedule is probably really different now. Your clocks are all messed up because probably sleeping a little bit more. So yeah, balance I think is the big theme of my list, and I'm a big believer in it personally. But yeah, I hope this is informative. Please give it a thumbs up. We do have a Patreon. If you love our content, please support us. That would be awesome. But not necessary. It's a weird time. A lot of people are out of work. I understand. It's a tough situation for a bunch of us. So take care, and as always, may the rolls be with you.